Imagine being able to treat blindness with something so precise it's delivered on a tiny patch that's actually thinner than a human hair. Well, today, that's exactly what we're diving into, a really remarkable bioengineered implant that just might have the potential to restore vision for millions of people. So this is the big question, right? For a condition that for so long was just seen as an irreversible part of getting older, a new kind of therapy is offering a real glimmer of hope. Researchers at the University of Southern California are really pushing the boundaries here. And just to give you a sense of the scale of this problem, look at this number. 20 million. That's how many Americans are living with age-related macular degeneration right now. It really makes the search for a solution feel more critical than ever. So what exactly is this condition that's affecting so many people? To really appreciate this breakthrough, we've got to first understand the disease itself, what some call a common thief of sight. Okay, so what is AMD? Basically, it's a disease that attacks the macula, which is the part of your retina that's responsible for all your sharp, straight-ahead vision. So this isn't about losing your peripheral sight, it's about losing the ability to see what's directly in front of you. Faces, words on a page, all the little details of the world. And this is what makes it so devastating. Imagine trying to read a book or recognize someone you love, but there's just a blurry, dark spot right in the middle of your vision. That is the daily reality for someone with advanced AMD. But what if you could replace the very cells that the disease is destroying? Well, that's the core idea behind this really innovative microscopic patch that scientists have been developing. So at the heart of this whole thing is a tiny engineered patch that carries a fresh layer of healthy, vision-supporting cells. The concept itself is beautifully simple, but making it happen is, as you can imagine, incredibly complex. And the scale we're talking about here is just astounding. This isn't some clunky piece of hardware we're implanting. It's a delicate membrane, literally thinner than a strand of your hair, and it's engineered with microscopic precision so it can integrate seamlessly with the eye. So how in the world does a patch that's thinner than a hair actually work to restore sight? Let's break down the fascinating science that makes this therapy possible. It really all comes down to one specific type of cell, the retinol pigment epithelium, or RPE cells. The best way to think of them is like the support crew for your photoreceptors. Those are the cells that actually detect light. RPE cells provide nutrients, they clear away waste, they do all the important background work. When AMD hits, that support crew basically fails and the whole system just breaks down. This implant is designed to bring in a brand new crew. So here's how it works step by step. First, scientists take embryonic stem cells and grow them in a lab. Then they guide those stem cells to become new, healthy RPE cells. After that, these new cells are carefully layered onto that tiny hair-thin patch. In what's actually a pretty simple outpatient procedure, surgeons implant the patch into the retina, right where the damage is. And the goal? Well, the goal is for these new cells to take over for the damaged ones, restoring function and hopefully restoring vision. Now, the really cool thing is, this isn't just a theory. It's already been tested on people. So let's take a look at the really promising evidence that came out of the very first clinical trial. Okay, so the first and, most important hurdle was safety. And the initial study found that the implant was totally well tolerated, it stayed right where it was supposed to, and it successfully integrated with all of the surrounding tissue. That right there was a massive win, and it totally paved the way for what came next.
And the results showed some real potential. While not everyone saw change, over a quarter of the participants, that's 27%, actually experienced some level of restored vision. In a field where the goal is usually just to stop the disease from getting worse, actually reversing the damage, even for some, is absolutely groundbreaking.
And this quote from Dr. Sun-Young Lee, one of the lead investigators, it just perfectly captures the ambition here. The goal isn't just to put the brakes on the decline, it's to give patients back the vision they've already lost. So what's next? Those early results were definitely promising, but to prove this thing really works, you need a larger, more rigorous study. And that brings us to the new clinical trial that's actually underway right now. So here's the breakdown of the new trial. The main goal is to see if this implant can produce what they call clinically significant vision improvement. It's a masked study, which means some people get the real implant and others get a sham procedure so no one knows who got what. That's really the gold standard for proving something works. And they're going to follow these participants for at least a year to track the result. And here, you can really see the long-term vision from Dr. Mark Humayun, who co-invented the implant. This isn't just about a single treatment. It's about pioneering a whole new frontier in medicine that could, one day lead to an actual cure for this type of blindness. Now, the results from this new trial are going to take time, but the potential is just undeniable. It leaves us with this really powerful question. Could this tiny, bioengineered patch, this thing that's thinner than a single strand of hair, be the key that finally unlocks a cure for one of the world's leading causes of blindness? You know, only time and science will tell.